However, as you said, there's still a few personal honours on the line, isn't there?
Yeah, and I think there's a big honour here for Renmark. A, last home game. B, a sponsor day for the Royal Flying Doctors, and to try and get the psychological edge for next Saturday.
The Rovers lead by 13. Loxton North yet to score. They managed to get the tap, pushing it into was the end of their attacking 50.
And that's Jack Opes winning that free kick at half forward for Loxton North. Shoots the ball out wide. A great kick to great lead from Justin Proud, I reckon, Lockie.
So Justin Proud, he's got the football just outside the 50-metre arc. You'd have to think this would be out of his range. Decides to bring it inboard.
Lovely kick.
And a great mark.
Yep, lovely kick. Finds his cousin, I reckon.
Ryan Proud,
Lockie,
number 14.
who is the RFL leading goal kicker and will remain so. And you can see why. Lovely lead into the middle.
So just over 5 minutes played. North going for their first score of the day. Ball's on its way.
Yep, no problems there. And that's the first goal for the Panthers. And the score is now 2 goals, 1-13. Renmark leading Loxton North a 1 goal, 6 points. A 7-point lead to the Renmark Rovers on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard.
And the Rovers doing their first lot of rotations, always very big on that. Loxton North, not so much. A bit more traditional with how they work their interchange, Nobby, it must be said.
And that's what we got to see from Ryan Proud. It's not, Renmark aren't the sort of side you can lay back and try and body your way into a possession and kick goals like Ryan is good at. He has to be on the move, and he was on the move, and on the move well, and was well found by Justin Proud on the lead.
Ball back in the centre. Chirping. They're all in there having a crack. Wesley took the ruck work that time round.
Yeah, it was good work.
Got the ball back.
It's Jack Opes in on the ruck, I think.
Yes, Jack Opes, sorry.
And he's given him drive already. It's pretty hard to tell. Although, just by way of, if you happen to be watching or here or on the coverage, Jack's got the little man bun happening, Rocky.
Yes, that's the excuse I'm going to use for getting him mistaken just before with Adam Wesley.
Not sure about the man bun. I thought it might have had its time, but
I reckon that's his 4th hairstyle for the year in this RFL season. Let's be honest, only goes for 15 rounds.
Yeah, taken high, the Renmark player by Jack Menny, who was only after the footy, but unfortunately caught Kel Morath high.
So Morath punches it into the 50. They fly up. No one marked it.
Unrealistic attempt there by the Renmark player, Alex Haynes, to take that mark, and the free kick will go to Brad Beswick from Loxton North, that halfback.
Just holding the footy for a second. They're screaming for it. Takes the ball east.
Sorry, it was vote Cody Vumard. Sorry, Cody.
Looks for a target. But the Rovers have managed to pick up the crumbs. Dan Warfoot, a wobbly old kick. Still hot footy in the pocket. That's Jackson. Handball back. Finds Trevor Thorpe. Thorpe, a kick on the left. And that's probably a kick you probably rather forget.
Now, you know Trevor Thorpe's a bit of a favourite of 5RS football, but Trev, I now know why you don't use the left that much.
Good on him for having a go.
Yeah, we had to.
Yeah, he didn't really have any other options
He had that one well and truly out onto the cycling track.
Hard on the boundary there. North bring the football back in. Oh, great mark on
nice
halfback.
Cody Vumard. Yeah.
Oh, play on's the call from the umpire.
Oh,
it says
pretty
my
harsh.
footy.
Yeah, I would have paid it from here,
So,
but we're a bit further away.
Ball up, back flank. Gartry gets the tap forward. Still the Rovers trying to work this one out. Couple of handballs, then Dan Walford kicks into the attacking 50, looking for a target. No one able to get their hands on it. It bounced, half volley taken to ground, and umpire Tony Florence says my footy.
Look, the tall North defenders, and particularly Vumard, seem to be dominant. They won't let Renmark have any access to the ball in the air. Out it comes to Vader, onto his left foot. He's kicked that out in the full.
So Thorpe and Vader now both with out of bounds on the fulls today.
I can see what's going to happen at training next week. 20 minutes of left foot kicking only, boys.
Just shy of 9 minutes played on the Murray Pest Control clock. Rovers trying to get this one.
Yeah, the Rovers player tunnelled there. I think it's Dane Austin, I reckon, Lockie, from here. I can't see his number, but it looks like Dane to me.
Dane Austin.
Yeah, he was tunnelled by the North player. Kicks it into the half-forward area, but not to anyone in particular. Although,
Kel Morath, a wild shot on goal. Oh, doesn't go too far. Jackson now tries to keep it back inboard the pocket.
Only his second game in the seniors for the year, Jackson.
Beswick took it to ground, and umpire says my football. Yeah, bit of a late start this season, I think, for young Jackson.
Yeah, he's got the goods. Don't worry about that.
So ball up in the pocket. Dangerous spot for Loxton North here, deep in Renmark territory.
Meany comes out off the bottom of the pack for the Panthers. I tell you what, for a young fella, he doesn't lack any courage, does he, over the ball?
Certainly doesn't. 13 plays 6. It's the Rovers with the lead early. No one able to clear this one out with another ball up. They're screaming for it.
Look, Lockie, if this is what we got to look forward to in finals footy, I can't wait. Great quality footy, good contest, and also good when the ball gets moving.
Just hit the 10-minute mark. Another ball up. Loxton North a couple of wild handballs, and they get that one up the centre. And
spilled the mark. Did
Dylan Lefty. Yeah. Kicks it wide, brings it to
Lovely
Coney.
Kick to Coney on the wing. He takes a nice mark and moves it on very quickly to two Loxton North players. Wooldridge running on his own. Gets the ball forward, unfortunately straight to Harry Beavis from Renmark. He takes the ball out the scoreboard side.
Yeah, read that well, Harry Beavis. Knew where it was going to go. Got it to
Gartery, him back to Beavis. Yep. Moves it up the middle. This is when they look dangerous, Renmark. That was Dan Wolford.
Kel Marath with the mark there.
Started off well, Marath, hadn't he?
Ball taken wide, going further to the flank.
See, they're moving the ball extremely quickly, the Renmark Rovers.
I reckon that's young Declan Johnson with the footy there. Johnson brings it to the forward pocket. Haynes was the target, spills forward to Jackson. Jackson got taken high. That'll be a free kick. And Liam Jackson with the footy in the pocket.
Bounced straight up to his feet. He knew it was coming, but he was ready for it and ready for the free kick.
So Liam Jackson, he's on a tight angle. I've seen him kicking from these spots before, though. Decides against it and finds
Matt Wolford
in a better spot.
Wolford in probably a 15-degree better angle, I'm thinking, Lockie, no closer to the big sticks.
Something along those lines. What degree angle would you be kicking from here, Nobby?
He's on about a 20-degree angle.
20 degree?
Yeah, from the boundary.
All right, so you're not running the 0 degree straight up the guts?
If it's 0, he's kicking off about a 55, 60.
Ball's on its way.
Nice
was
work
touched
there.
Forward. Vader tried to kick it through. Now the Coney with the long sleeve clears it out to Worsfold. And this is where Loxton North can go on the attack quickly. A couple of quick handballs. Finds Shapley.
Lovely kick over the top to give his player the run of the ball.
Kent puts the Rockets on, but he was chased down.
And
that's holding the ball.
Thought he might have handballed that, Lockie, but never mind.
It's Morgan Edwards there.
Yep.
Brings it inboard.
Dan Wolford, he plays on. Looks out wide.
Finds Thorpe. Thorpe with a bit of space.
Handballs this time instead of kicking on the left foot.
Goes on the hands to Matt Wolford. He goes wide. Finds Brown. Brown to the pocket.
Lovely mark. And I'll tell you what, Lockie, if that's not the Growers Services Riverland mark of the day, pole position holder, I'll go he for Chasey. That was Coney again, wasn't it?
Yeah, Coney with the long sleeves. Loves a flashy mark. Great defensive mark too.
Yep.
Renmark were hot on the attack there, so that was a great bit of defensive play from Loxton North.
Yeah, I think the Panthers have settled. I found them I reckon they were a little bit under the pump early by the pace of Renmark, and that was perceived pressure on them. I think they've settled a little now.
Ball scoreboard side over the boundary, and we'll get a...
Big Matt Hample warming up on the sidelines, ready to come on for his first stint in ruck today.
One of what's been a rare throw-in so far. So throw in, Gartry taps it forward.
Opes. Yeah, Opes going all right in that duel.
Finds Dylan Elthiriadis wearing number 3 today. Different number than usual, but it's Renmark through Harrison Brown that get the footy back.
Vader with plenty of time. It wasn't Vader, it was Tim Wolford.
Cody Vomard for Loxton North. Deep in defence, gets the footy, gets a handball to Fletcher. He bombs it out of there. It's Renmark trying to go back on the attack, and there was Brown again in there. He's got a few possessions of late.
Beswick drives the ball forward to centre half forward, and the mark's pulled in by Kent. He's quick to play on with it, but uses the 9-iron, or is it a wedge?
Justin Proud was the target. He couldn't get underneath it, and well marked from Gartry from the Rovers.
Gartry had plenty of time to get back under that because it was a 60-metre kick, 30 up and 30 down.
13 plays 6 on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard.
Beavis brings the ball wide, but straight into the waiting hands of Matthew Hample, who's just come onto the ground.
Gets it on the boot quickly. Didn't hit the target. Unfortunate bit of play there from the Panthers, and the Rovers clear it out.
Yeah, Vader again.
And Beswick, a few hands in the back there, but umpire said play on.
All on his own on half forwards, Dan Wolford. Runs through half forward looking for a player. Good spoil there by Fletcher.
Yeah, Haynes was there. Kilmarath got a handball out to Jackson. Jackson shot on goal.
Now that is the surf to seat Loxton goal of the day, Lockie, for me at the moment.
He slotted it right
Liam
spot.
Jackson.
Knows where to be, front and centre.
Yeah, he was. Yep. Disciplined play by Renmark, but see how they came down the middle again?
Kilmarath too. Hard effort there. Head over the footy. Got the handball out. It's a very courageous bit of play.
Thinking Renmark here working hard to assert an ascendancy over the Panthers, Lockie, and might be thinking towards next week as well. If they reckon they can get the wood on them today, perhaps give them a little bit of a spanking. It might be hard for them to come back from.
Renmark lead by 13. 15 minutes played on the Murray Pest Control clock. First quarter, Riverland football on 5RM.
Game not out of hand yet. Loxton have had some good looks, but have been a bit untidy with the ball head of forward centre. Yeah,
a couple of inside 50s probably would rather forget in terms of how they ended up. But anyway, still early days.
Through goes Lellman, drives the ball long and high into the Renmark forward lines.
Rovers working hard. That was Marath.
Yeah, he is playing tough footy for him.
Yeah, hard at the footy as always, and gets the free kick.
I think he's made his mind up, Lockie, that he's going to be part of the 22 for the grand final.
Yep, I think he has cemented his spot in this side.
Started off, absolutely, he'd be BOG at this stage.
So Kilmarath with the shot on goal, kicking it from a 60-degree angle. Oh, and that has missed to a minus score.
Oh, Sticks McKinnon looking at the boundary up.
Okay.
Boundary up, looking back at him. It's out on the full.
Righto, okay.
Hope the game's not decided by less than a point.
I thought that might have been a minor score. But anyway, Josh Nelson for the Panthers gets the footy and goes to bring it back inboard. Rovers doing the zone defence, as we've got accustomed to see.
Wow, there's a nice old shove in the back, but never mind.
Yeah, Zach Woolley was the target there. A couple of quick handballs, finds it to Beswick. He bombs it to centre wing. Ooh. Justin Proud got a mark. Couple of bites at the cherry, but managed to hold on to it.
That was a look-away mark.
Yeah, he gets it on quickly to Shapley. Forward flank, just hold station. Oh, now plays on, wheels inside.
Lovely kick up the middle of the ground and finds
That's Wagner.
Ethan Wagner for his first touch. He drives in low.
Ooh.
Looking for, but not getting, Jack Obst.
So the Rovers now with the footy, and they... Oh, no, another smother. Diving on the footy was Dane Austin.
Yeah, nice 1%ers work there by Adam Wesley. He does the hard stuff. That was a nice smother. Held the ball into the Loxton North forward lines. Score, Renmark 3-1-19, leading Loxton North 1 goal, 6 points, a 13-point lead on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard.
Yeah, just over 17 minutes played in this first quarter. Panthers with the footy just inside their attacking 50. It was Hino holding the ball here, and Loxton North.
Yeah, and fair enough too. The Renmark player getting up with the ball in his hands. So why? And so I think the umpire was saying, well, if you got that good a control over it, why haven't you got rid of it? And the free kick recipient is Dylan Leftheriadis. In range, you think, Lockie?
I think it would be. A little bit of breeze, I'm just noticing, starting to pop up here a little bit today.
I'm thinking he's probably going against it.
Wheels around and
breeze or no breeze, that was a howler out in the full.
Yeah, I don't know how to even describe that one.
I think we leave it as a howler.
So Renmark with the footy now. And Tim Wolford just chips up, finds Lellman.
He's covering plenty of ground too, Lockie Lellman from Renmark.
They take the ball to the scoreboard wing, unable to mark it, but it doesn't seem to bother the Rovers because they've got a couple of quick handballs. There's Haynes, finds Vader.
Yeah.
This is where the Rovers are dangerous, the middle of the field. Jack Meaney got the intercept there and he's going to get the free for his work. Oh, and a 25-metre penalty.
A little bit of advice, I think, might have happened there. And it will be...
So it's Jack Meaney with the football.
No, I don't think it is.
Oh, no, it's not.
No, I think it's not.
No, it is...
It's Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley with the footy got the free.
Boom. Did he give that a ride or
Wesley,
what on the left
shot
foot?
on goal.
My goodness, what a kick.
That is a contender for the goal of the day for Surf to suit Loxton.
Gee whiz, he gave that a fair roost, and there's no breeze coming from that end against it. That was high, it was handsome, and it was through the middle, and that takes the score to Renmark, 3 goals, 1-19, leading Loxton North 2 straight goals, 12, a 7-point lead on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard. Important goal to the Panthers.
Certainly was, just shy of 20 minutes played, first quarter.
And a good reward for a lot of hard effort by Adam Wesley, doing the 1%ers.
Seeing the Rovers here, sticking with their tried and tested rotations. I think Loxton North have done one this
Hampel
quarter.
with his hand on the ball first, gets it to Coney, who gets around a few in the middle and drives it forward for Loxton North.
Takes the footy wide. Justin Proud looking dangerous. Jumped on the footy. Taking the ground there was the 21 of Dan Wolford from Renmark.
I'd say there's been an increase in forward pressure from the Panthers. The Panther forwards not letting that ball come out as easy as it did early in the quarter.
Ethan Wagner just throwing his weight around there a little bit. Gartrey took the ruck, unopposed. Didn't go too far. Jai Drake was wrapped up from Loxton North and will ball it up again.
Now that's an area that's very associated to effort, that pressure on in the forward lines when you don't have the football.
Loxton North, get a couple of quick hands out.
Out it comes.
Kent.
On his left.
Oh, Shapley.
What a kick on his left foot. Hits Shapley on the chest. Pretty much, 40 metres out, almost directly in front.
I think Shapley was doing up his boots, not thinking the footy was going to come anywhere near him then.
I think it might have just been a ruse, Lockie, to put his defender off the fact that he was going to get it. Mind you, he didn't have to move an inch. Kent hit him right on the chest with a lovely little left foot dart out of the pack.
So this to get the margin down to 1. Shapley, ball on the way. It looks pretty straight.
Oh, not quite long enough. Stayed in the square. Came to ground. There'll be a ball up in the Loxton North goal square. Or 10 metres out.
So a ball up. Opes does the ruck work, but it's Renmark that get the clearance. They bomb it out. There's a couple of Panthers here that are looking hungry, and there's Coney with the long sleeves. Kicks back in board. Finds Wooldridge.
Wooldridge would almost be in range here.
He's looking to pass it on, though. I think some of the boys are saying have a crack. He'd be on the 50, right on the 50 at Renmark. Number 8 for Loxton North. Got told to play on, just takes it to the top of the square and
straight to Harry Beavis, chipping in there, I think.
Trusty defender Harry Beavis in amongst the action this afternoon from Renmark.
Oh, dangerous kick across the goals, but comes off and out comes. I reckon that is
Dane Austin.
I reckon it was Dane Austin, yeah.
Yeah.
Drives the ball long. Beswick having a bit to say in defence for Loxton North. Holds the ball up. Cross half back. Gets a pat on the head from Josh Nelson to say, well done, Brad.
Just shy of 22 minutes played, first quarter. 7 points the margin. Renmark with the advantage. Jackson got the footy from that clearance but didn't go too far. And
umpire was on to him. Umpire was suggesting to Jackson that he might have ducked into that, so I'm going to have it and ball it up.
So ball up just on the edge of the centre square. Hampel gets the tap, gets it to Dylan Lefty. Another tap back from
lovely knock
Hampel.
on by Hampel. Kent comes out with it. Hampel.
Wesley unable to pick it up, try to paddle it along the ground. Thorpe with the footy on the deck. He's trying to handle it out, but he can't.
Yeah, lovely second effort by Wesley there.
Jack Meaney in there too.
Yeah, got taken to ground by the Renmark opponents, but refused to give up on the ball.
So a ball up. Grandstand wing, Renmark over Riverland football on 5RM. Matt Wolford gets a handball out. The Rovers go on the attack through Marath.
He's had plenty of it.
Tries to centre the footy.
Oh, lovely mark there by Lelman. No, it's not Lelman, it's
Jackson.
Liam Jackson again.
Jackson looks up and finds Declan Johnson, I reckon that is. It is the 33 from the Rovers.
Tell you what, Jackson certainly looks the part, doesn't he?
Back in the side, it's like he never left.
Yep. He gives them that little bit of grunt for a small forward. He's come into the side in place of Nathan Zunic, who we normally see as probably one of their main goal scorers, Lockie. But I think Jackson's taken the role of more of goal assist man.
So Declan Johnson looks happy off the boot. And he slots another goal for the Rovers. That's their 4th for the quarter. They extend the lead once again.
Yep, lead out to 13 points on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard to the Renmark Rovers. High-class game of footy, Lockie.
Certainly is this afternoon.
Very accurate goal kicking. 4-goal-1 to 2-goal-0.
So Declan Johnson there in the side today, the youngster from Renmark.
Yeah, he's played quite well. He played well when I was up here a fortnight ago with Ben Lennon. He was pretty influential that day.
So ball back in the centre. Can't be much time left in this quarter. Just short of 24 minutes played on the Murray Pest Control clock. It's Hampel that gets the tap, but it's Vader that got pinged holding the ball from picking it up. So Wagner with the football for Loxton North gets the kick. He brings it wide to the forward flank.
Oh, lovely kick to Wooldridge, floating in, taking that mark at half forward for Loxton North.
Just hold station for a second, looking for a target. Looks for Wesley. Oh, they bumped into each other.
Yeah, bumped into Ryan Proud. He probably, had he had his time again, all he had to do was take the back of Proud and just block the Renmark player. Out it goes wide to Lelman at the scoreboard wing for Renmark.
Can't be much time left. Brings it back inboard to Matt Wolford. He takes it up the wing. Looks for Jackson.
Again.
He gets it on quickly. Haynes in the square. Haynes and Fletcher. Doesn't go any further. And the Panthers hold on, and what was looking pretty dangerous. It's 4-1-25. Renmark leading Loxton North. 2 straight at 12 at Riverland Football 5RM. Better throw back to Trevor Scott in the Sideline View studio and find out what is happening around the grounds. Trevor Scott, back to you. Kel Marathme's been pretty hard at it early, head over the footy, doing a lot of the good stuff, which is good to see. We're about to get back underway with the second quarter here at Renmark.
Trev, you got a score from Barman Monash before the ball goes up here?
Thank you, Trevor. A close game at the Lakeside, it sounds.
Yeah, and not too bad a game here. It'll depend on whether Loxton North can get their share of the ball around stoppages and push it forward with a little bit more efficiency than they did in the first quarter, Lockie.
There it is, the siren to start the second quarter at Renmark, round 15. It's Opes now back in the ruck for the Panthers. Joel Worsfold got the crumbs off the deck but didn't go too far, and we'll have our first stoppage.
Yeah, Haynes got his hand to the ball first for the Rovers, but Worsfold once again first to the ball when it came down.
So ball up again, great tap from Haynes, gets its way to Vader. He tried to walk through all the players.
You're almost looking at Renmark and thinking, they win the tap, it goes to Tim Wolford, look out for Vader to be the next recipient.
Haynes and Opes again, didn't go too far. Matt Wolford there got the hands, but now it's the Panthers through Cody Vumard.
Nice handball out of the pack by Jack Opes there to Vumard.
The umpire has seen something, a free kick going the way of the Panthers. That's to Wooldridge.
Wooldridge will take that free kick, held by Jake Anspatch as he went for the ball.
On the grandstand wing, tries to centre the footy. Wesley was there, but now Shapley gets the crumbs front and centre, gets it on the boot quickly, a wobbly old kick. It's on the deck, it's a hot footy, but the Rovers' defence is going to be pretty good here, and they're going to clear it out.
Luck's a fortune. A kick off the ground goes to Brody Rober, who moves it out to Jared Rowe on the wing. Handballs out to Dan Wolford, who handballs on again. Rover's got the run on here, Lockie.
Yeah, Declan Johnson on the wing. He's giving him a few kilometres today. Bit of a contested footy just outside the attacking 50 from Renmark. Now kicking to the number 2 oval end.
To the hospital end, we'll call it, will we?
Yeah, hospital end I think sounds good. Loxton North kicking to the town end. Ball up again. Oh, great bit of work there from Alex Haynes. Josh Nelson for the Panthers gets the handball though, gets it onto Worsfold and now finds its way to Adam Wesley.
Getting a fair bit of it, Wesley.
Oh, tackled.
Bad luck.
Umpire says holding the footy.
It tried to do a little bit too much. Ball comes across to Renmark's Tim Wolford in the middle, who drives it towards the goal square. Oh, Fletcher through his hands, drops the slip catch through to Zach Gartery, who kicks the first goal of the second quarter.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there for Fletcher. Went straight through the hands. Cody Vumard tried to dive on it for the smother, but Zach Gartery saw that one coming, and he kicks the first goal of the second quarter on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard.
Which takes the lead out to 19 points.
Yeah, three goals and one minor.
1, 2, 3, 5 goals, 1, 31 to 2 goals only. So the scoreboard's starting to get away from the Panthers here. Had a bit of the ball, but just burned it going forward. Shapley just burned that kick going forward. And you saw Renmark rebound it straight off halfback. Lucky kick out to Rover. But once they got that ball moving on the far side wing, Lockie, they just didn't give North a chance.
You did suspect Gartry might be a bit more up forward today, maybe getting a bit of a freshen up for the finals next week, and we haven't seen him in the ruck too much today.
No, and Haynes getting a hit out himself. It's clever coaching by Vader to have that second ruckman with a bit of form.
A row off the deck, gets a handball to Vader, kicks into the attacking 50. This is looking dangerous for Loxton North. Gartry now roving the footy again, gets a handball. Gets it to Johnson. Dane Austin now tackled.
Run down. Beautiful tackle there. Saved a goal, that tackle, Lockie, by Tyson Kent, I think it was.
Half a second. And
no, it was Brad Beswick again.
Austin would have probably kicked that one.
Yep. Good defensive work there.
So Loxton North.
It was Tyson Kent as called first. Yep.
They get out of trouble again. Nelson now with the footy. Deep in defence.
Yeah, not the sort of, not getting the freedom he sometimes enjoys, Josh Nelson.
Kick straight up the guts. No one able to mark it. Now the Rovers are going to go on the attack again. Lelman tackled high. Gets a handball off to Rowe. He slots another one for the year.
Well, I can see danger signs here for the Panthers, Lockie, as Renmark kick their 6th goal and go to 6-2-38, leading Loxton North 2 goals straight 12 by 26 points. I'm thinking this could get messy.
Are you going to use your favourite word, floodgate, soon, Nobby?
No, it's not OTF yet, Lockie, open the floodgates. But, look, I tell you what, if it was a dyke, you'd need more one finger in the hole at this stage.
Yeah, 6-2-38 plays Loxton North, 2 straight 12 on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard. Second quarter, just shy of 5 minutes played.
You can just see the hunger of the Rovers players when that ball came loose. How many of them were pouncing on it for the opportunity to kick a goal.
So the two last goals from Renmark, let's be honest, have been from Loxton North mistakes.
Yeah. There's Tim Wolford to Vader. Out of the middle it comes, but this time Loxton North chipping the way, and it's Josh Nelson taking the mark at half-back for Loxton North.
Nelson looking for a target. Up the line. Finds Wagner.
Yep.
Ethan.
He needs to give him a bit.
Wheels inside, gets it on the boot quickly, but it's a sloppy kick.
There at half-back for Renmark. Shoots out the handball, and here they go again. Tim Wolford, Matt Wolford. Dan's running past. He wouldn't give it to him. Forward it goes to Declan.
Declan Johnson handballs back inside to Lellman.
Has a go, but misses. No, he doesn't.
Oh, it came back like a good golf swing.
Look out. As predicted, Lockie, look out. That's Lellman's second goal for the day and Renmark's 7th.
So the third goal for the quarter as well, which is very dangerous. Loxton North yet to score. Only had the one inside 50.
I think the danger for Loxton North is how quickly Renmark are moving that ball and how efficiently they're moving it by hand and foot with plenty of options. I mean, Matt Wolford came out of the middle. He had Dan Wolford running past as an option. Didn't even need it, just went directly forward. Found Declan Johnson, who quickly got the ball across to Lachlan Lellman, and there was the goal. Pretty simple stuff.
7-2 plays 2 goals on the Aquatic Week Control Australia scoreboard. Oh, great tap from Renmark's Alex Haynes in the ruck. They worked the footy forward. They're going to get a free here too for holding on.
That was Thomas Austin trying to get hold of the ball there, and before he could get hold of it, Shapley had hold of him. So he takes the free kick at half forward for Renmark.
All on the way. Now in the attacking 50. Gartree couldn't mark it. Spills forward.
Yeah, nice spoil there by Fletcher from Loxton North. He's got his hands full with Gartree up forward, but he's up to the task.
Kent was the one that ended up with that.
Yeah.
But, ball up again. Gartree does the ruck work. Getting used a little bit sparingly today. Panthers try to clear this one out. A couple of hot footies, and it's found its way to Thomas Austin. He wheeled around. He fancied a goal, but probably a little bit tight angle there.
Tell you who the player from Loxton North who's probably feeling the most under pressure is Deputy Vice Captain Joel Worsfold. He's just got a heap of them to try and beat in there in the middle. Nelson
with another kick out from a ball going out of bounds, but it's gone out of bounds again. And to my calculations, are Renmark going to get the free here, or is that going to be a ball in? Because it was off hands, but I think that might have been over the boundary line when it happened.
Couple of Rovers waiting to come back on. Liam Jackson and Kel Morath, both playing in the short sleeves, but with a sleeve each.
Yes.
A sleeve of ink I'm talking about, Lockie.
There's no shortage of ink running around this RFL game today, is there?
No. Both those guys had good first quarters and can't wait to get back out there and join in the fun.
Yeah, Dylan Lefty's got a bit of ink going on there, and Wesley as well for Loxton North. Back to the footy now. Enough about body art. And doesn't go too far, and we'll go again.
Fair bit of that going on when I was on holidays last week, Lockie. Every second shot.
Certainly the case. With Josh Vader that got the tap down, but didn't go too far, and we'll go again.
What do you do if you Terry left the Ariatis here? Do you try and hang on, try and restrict the damage, or do you throw the magnets around a bit?
I think Terry would still be. He's still hungry for a win. Every game's important. Speaking to Terry this week.
Well, I'm going to make a bit of an observation here. It's not a very. I reckon it's a pretty honest one. Is that they're not going to win this game. 5 goals down now. I don't think they can win it. Early days, I know, but there's plenty to be gained from the game, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I do know what you mean. You can try a few things out and have a crack at it, rather than just trying to ride it out and just sort of, whatever happens. Yep. But I think at the moment, it'd be interesting what happens after half-time, I think.
I think where you make the ground is by changing your lineup in the middle and around the contest.
So a ball in. Well, Austin's running fast, isn't he?
Dane Austin dragged Beswick through. Here comes Josh Nelson, is it? No, it was Tyson Kent again. Gee, that was pretty harsh.
Pinged holding the footy.
They barely got hold of the ball, Neverland in control of it.
Harrison Brown with the footy, wheels around, looks for a target at the top of the 50. Can anyone mark it? No, spills forward.
That was Cody Vullman. Here's Joel Worsfold trying to get something to happen for the Panthers.
Couple of dangerous handballs back in board, but it's Wolford that gets his hands on it again.
Nice work by Kent. Puts the pressure on him, gets the ball back off him.
They will dive on it just on the edge of the centre square towards the Renmark end. 44 plays 12. The Rovers with the lead.
Yeah.
Umpire Todd Charlton throws it up.
Another nice hit out there by Haynes, but Renmark not able to come out of the pack with the ball.
Just seeing the tempo in this game starting to shift a little bit. They'll be from those clean, I guess, clearances we saw earlier. We'll have another stoppage here.
Renmark a bit too predictable in there, Alex Haynes. Everyone knows you're going straight to Tim Wolford, and they had two waiting to grab him.
Lellman in there now, sneaking around for a bit of the footy too. Doesn't go too far.
Ope's getting his hand on the ball in the air this time.
Yeah, it was Dan Wolford there that got the crumbs. Tackled, and we'll go again.
There's two Rovers players on the bench here in Marath and Jackson. They might be getting cold, actually.
Oh, Ryan Proud got the crumbs in that one. He wanted a bit of footy too, and we'll have another stoppage. This is, I think, number 6. There's a bit of fair play here. 10.5 minutes played on the Murray Pest Control clock. Second quarter.
Haynes decides I'll take the ball out of the pack myself this time. Josh Nelson trying to work his way forward onto the ball, but had Lellman right by his side and couldn't get hands on it.
Got a little bit of rugby union style of play here, don't we, Nobby? You work the ball forward 8 metres and then stop it.
Here we go. Proud near the ball.
Shapley gets a handball out to Justin Proud. Justin Proud on the forward flank. Kicks up, finds Coney just outside the 50-metre arc.
He needs to settle here because Beavis is sitting back there all on his own.
Panthers need it. Gets told to play on. Kicks to the centre of the 50-metre arc.
A nice contest for the ball. Out of the pack was, I reckon that was Dylan Leftheriatis had that snap out of the pack, but unfortunately only a behind for Loxton North.
Their first behind of the day takes their score to 13. They trail Renmark 44 as we stand on the Aquatic Week Control Australia scoreboard.
Jackson, a quick run up and down the boundary line and back in the queue, back in the rack.
So Wolford, Matt with the kick out, brings it wide to Lellman, looks up.
Gartery making yards to that ball. Takes the mark at half-back for Renmark. Geez, moving well, wouldn't he, for a big fella?
You got Rovers players screaming for it everywhere here. I think Gartery's got a few too many options. Goes in board and finds them. And it's like when you go to a cafe, Nobby, and they've got 600 things, you don't know what to get.
Too much on the menu.
Yeah, you've got to keep it a bit more simplified sometimes.
Harry Beavis at full-back drives it down the middle. He's only going one way, and he finds him too. I reckon that might be Lockie.
That's Rover.
Yeah, Brody Rover moving down the middle.
Finds Matt Wolford again.
Wolford, gee whiz, there's plenty of Rovers there. He has a duffer, goes to his brother.
Oh, Zach Woolley now in defence for Loxton North. Kicks up to the centre square. Kai Filkey was underneath it, but rove well from Lellman. He bombs it into the attacking 50 for the Rovers. No one able to mark it. Fletcher got his hands on it. Still a loose footy. Couple of quick handballs.
Wooldridge brings the ball off half-back for Loxton North.
Brings it outside the attack.
Finds Wagner. 50. He shoots it across the ground to Justin Proud. Takes a good mark under pressure.
Yeah, Rover got a hand in there, but a bit late.
North playing a heap of players behind the ball. And when they do get hold of it here at centre, they got no one to go to. There's half a dozen unmarked Rovers players in their Royal Flying Doctors Guernseys, which you can just see stick out here. So unfortunately, Wagner puts down a chest mark over to Hample. He can't get it out.
Oh, got a small kick away, but I think the umpires said my footy. So they're going to go again.
He's paid the free kick to Hample for down the ground. So it'll come to Ryan Proud on centre wing. With virtually no one to kick to down ground, so it goes across to Leftheriatis. Handball out to Cody Vimard, looks up, unfortunately turns the ball over.
And Declan Johnson there with the footy, finds Dan Wolford and gets it to Harrison Brown. They've taken the footy across the other side to the scoreboard area, going deep towards the boundary line.
Oh, Loxton North player under the pump there. Free kick for a push in the back. Jumps up, kicks the ball back across to Josh Nelson at half-back, who brings it all the way across again to Ryan Proud at half-back.
That was the three Panther veterans linking up there. Proud Nelson to Proud again. Finds Kai Filkey. Umpire pays the mark. Probably a little bit lucky.
Oh, look, I think he'd worked hard enough for it. It's interesting to see how Loxton North have pushed everyone behind the ball here and are trying to keep possession of it. Tim Wolford takes the mark on exactly on centre wing in front of us, Lockie, but he has a field of players where all the Loxton North team bar one is between him and the goals.
Decides to switch back, finds Harrison Beavis. They work in this one across half the half-back line over to Dan Wolford. Goes wider again. The Rovers have got a plethora of space here and looking dangerous. Oh, Jack Meaney for the Panthers. Some great defensive play. Managed to hold on to it just.
Yeah, outnumbered 2-1 and brought the ball to ground. Spoiled the mark, brought the ball to ground, and there'll be a ball up.
So a ball up. Probably forward flank. Best way to describe it. It's sort of that no man's land between the wing and the flank. Goes up the ground. But it's Ryan Proud from Loxton North that gets a footy on centre wing. Brings it back inboard. Finds Dylan Elthiriadis. Handballs inside to Nelson. Nelson running through the centre of the field. Looks up. Can he hit a target? He can, but it's for the other team.
They're outnumbered 4-1 in the forward lines because they've got a heap of players behind the ball themselves. They've got to be a bit more careful with the footy.
I reckon that was Brodie Rover that got the mark on half-back. He's getting into the game a bit more, isn't he?
Yeah, Declan Johnson takes the ball there. Shoots it out to Harrison Brown at centre wing. Game turning into a bit of a mess, Lockie.
So Rovers with the footy, scoreboard side.
And that is Marath out there on the forward flank.
Kicks up, looks for Jackson. It's Cody Vomard that got it out to Beswick. He got it out to Nelson. Nelson, a wobbly old kick.
Hamble pulls that one in.
Gets a handball out to Jack Meaney. So the Panthers got out of jail again. I don't know how.
Yeah, they're looking reasonably comfortable handling the ball in defence, but starting to break down across half forward.
One thing I'm noticing, Nobby, we're calling out a lot more Rovers names individually than we are Loxton North.
Oh,
now,
lovely mark there by
Wesley.
I reckon that's Wesley again. He's had a good game for the Panthers.
It's a solid indication there's not as many passengers.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all having a crack for the Rovers. I think there's a few for Loxton North that might have to step up a little bit.
Proud drives the ball forward, but he can't be. There needs to be two of them. He needs to be able to drive it forward to himself.
And we see it again. Despite Loxton North going into their attacking 50, it's switched back out just as quick. And Matt Wolford takes a bounce, takes a second. Up the scoreboard, grandstand wing, has another bounce, kicks up. This is going to be in front of Jared Rowe.
Oh,
if he doesn't
kick.
stop, okay. Ooh, I thought he might have been able to run under that one. Maybe not as much torque. Brings it back inboard, looking for a target. Punch forward.
It's Marath again, fights his way through the pack.
Finds its way out to Declan Johnson. He got a wobbly old kick away. This is dangerous. This is going to roll through. That's a goal.
And it does.
Oh. Is it going to be called? Umpire's having a bit of a chat here. I think that might be a goal. It is. That's a major.
It's Johnson's second goal for the day.
Just, stating his case for a spot next week, Nobby.
Yeah, he is a... Look, I think what happened here with Loxton North is they threw players behind the ball when they got 5 goals behind, just trying to probably stop the bleeding, Lockie, in a way. And they did have a fair bit of the football, used it well in defence, held it up, switched it backwards and forwards. But at the end of the day, you're only trying to fight off the inevitable.
So it's 8-2 playing 2-1 on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard. Renmark with the advantage, approaching half-time, but still a few minutes left in this quarter.
Yeah, the problem for North is they're just not getting any opportunities inside their forward 50.
It's Renmark with the clearance again. Ball spills forward, runs through. That was Vader taken to ground, and we'll have a stoppage. Oh, no. Taken without the footy. Righto.
Not sure about that. He held on to it. What else could the tackler do?
He kicks up. Now ball in the attacking 50 for Renmark. Zach Woolley got a handball out for Loxton North. They're working hard to clear it out. Still having a crack in defence, Nobby, but you can only do that for so long.
Yeah, I think the problem for the Panthers are that because they push so many behind the ball, there's no options when they do come out.
So ball up. This is where Renmark look dangerous. Just a couple of steps a bit quicker around these clearances.
Yep. Coney with the ball, shoots it out to Zach Wooldridge. Wagner taking care of his player.
Zach Woolley with the footy on the grandstand wing at Renmark. Riverland footy on 5RM.
Yep. Kick to Kai Filkey on the wing for Loxton North. He shoots another short one out, but not a great kick.
Wobbly old kick, and once again, skills letting the Panthers down. Goes out of bounds, and Loxton North probably got out of that one not too bad. Yeah. All things considered.
Tell you what, Ryan Proud up on the ball was not a bad move. He's moving pretty well for a veteran, Lockie, particularly for the league's leading goal kicker. More strings his bow than just kicking goals.
Reads the footy well. So ball in, Hampel and Gartree tapped over the back to Vader.
Yeah.
He was tackled somewhat without the footy.
Yeah, he was off. It was the worst of a bad situation, best of a bad situation there to grab hold of him because he was gone.
You're right about the predictability, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say comical, but...
Yeah, it's predictable, but what do you do about it?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah.
North tried their hardest then to stop it. They can see it too, but still gave up the free kick.
Brown with the ball in the middle of the ground for Renmark, drives it forward to Alex Haynes, who pulls down a strong mark.
That is a great mark, and that is a mark of the day contender for Grower Services Riverland.
Yeah. Big fella like that on a strong lead up the middle of the ground, getting the ball put out in front of him, and he clunked it.
Put that one in the mark of the day contenders for Grower Services Riverland.
And these are the danger signs for the Panthers. What do? If you can't stop the flow, the quickness of the flow, you got no hope against a bloke that's 6'5" running at the ball like that.
Ball on the way.
Hits the post.
So it looked good off the boot, didn't it?
Yeah, hit the post.
So that's 8-3 Renmark to Loxton North 2-1-13.
Yeah, 8-3-51 plays 2-1-13. Panthers yet to score a goal this quarter.
Just shy of 21 minutes played on the Murray Pest Control clock.
The ball comes back to Vader on his left foot, has a ping but misses wide.
That's out of bounds.
Well played by Josh Nelson. Let the ball roll out so he gets the kick for the last disposal out.
So Loxton North just got to hold on until half time and reassess. Nelson takes the footy wide, but it's Renmark that managed to pick up the crumbs taken to ground, and we'll have another stoppage just inside the 50-metre arc. Here at Renmark this afternoon, it is 5am football. Round 15. Get some updates very soon of the other games going on. Out of the stoppage doesn't go too far, and we'll rack and stack and go again. Renmark this afternoon. Some clouds starting to roll in. Will we see some weather this afternoon? Bureau telling us maybe not, but we'll keep an eye on that.
So what do you do at half-time, Lockie, if you're Terry Leftheriatis? You know, with a player like, say, Ryan Proud, right?
Yeah.
He's very important to the side. Moving well today, too, and doing plenty. But do you sort of think, well, why don't we just give him a spell for next week?
Just rest him in a forward pocket?
Oh, I'm thinking resting him on the pine.
Okay. Don't know if Ryan Proud would be keen on that. But
well, he might not be, but...
yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know whether the midfield, you just really throw the magnets around and just give everyone a run in there. Just see what happens.
You definitely do that.
Because you don't want to...
But they're outnumbered around the footy. There's Vader having a crack at it again, but taken off the ball. Proud in there, wins the ball, gets it out. I mean, he's one of their better players at the moment, no doubt about it.
That's the frightening thing. If you rest him, who's going to do it? And there's...
But do you want him running the risk of something happening before next week, or...?
Well, yeah, he's very vital to their final prospects. Coney.
Yeah. I'm thinking to myself, he's had quality minutes already in the first half, and he's in good form. Let's just wrap him in a bit of cotton wool for next week. But anyway, still 2 and a bit quarters to go here, Lockie, before we start worrying about things like that.
Tapped over the back. Hampel got the footy back for the Panthers in the ruck. Found its way to Justin Proud, but intercept from Trevor Thorpe goes inboard.
Yeah,
That's Austin. Link up here through Jenke. It's going wide again.
Tim Wolford.
Oh, great mark from Beswick.
Cut out by Beswick. He can hold his head high, the back lines.
Yeah, it's probably what I've seen, probably his best game so far this year.
He's getting plenty of chance. Across the middle to Tyson Kent for Loxton North, that true centre half back.
Kent just calling for a player to lead up and present. Kai Filkey right in the cricket pitch. Plays on, then decides against it. Handballs back to Coney. Coney bombs it long.
1-on-3, Justin Proud. What's he going to do here? 1-on-4 he is now.
He's trying to hold it in as best he can, but it's cleared out by Morgan Edwards. And then out.
Renmark is so good off half-back too. It's almost like giving them a free go if you kick it in high like that so they can run it out.
Oh, that is not a bad mark attempt there from the 29 Rover. Drake in there as well for Loxton North. They're going to get a free here from Renmark.
That's half-time here at the Renmark Oval with Renmark leading 8 goals, 3-51 to Loxton North, 3-1-13. A 38-point lead at half-time to the Renmark Rovers.
Yes, it's going to be a big second half if Loxton North are going to catch up. We'll get some updates of other games going on around the grounds. We'll throw back to the Sideline View studio at 5RM. Trevor Scott, back to you. season. Nobby Norton, your thoughts just quickly, I guess. Great to see the under-9s having a crack at half-time.
Wasn't that great? Yeah, absolutely, and plenty of folks out there with them too. The kids, you couldn't see kids happier. Even some of the players with a bit of face paint on.
Yeah, I saw that. And even Matt Wolford, Renmark Rovers player, actually doing a little bit of coaching or encouragement even at half-time. That's how good the Rovers are going today.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot, and that's what country football's all about, getting out there with the kids all the way through. Lockie, interesting game we've got here in front of us. I mean, I don't think the result's in doubt with Renmark 38-point leaders at half-time. 8 goals, 3, 51 to leading Loxton North 2-1-13. But I can see this is an important half of football for both teams running into next week. And I'll quickly run through goal kickers and best players, and I'll come back to a bit of a thought for this next half. Goal kickers for Renmark, Lockie Lelman with 2, Declan Johnson with 2, singles to Matt Wolford, Jared Rowe, Zach Gartery and Liam Jackson. Goals, the only 2 goals which were both in the first quarter of the Loxton North were Ryan Proud, a single, and Adam Wesley. Good players for both sides. Just about everyone for Renmark, but in particular Harry Beavis in the back lines had it on his own. Josh Vader, Alex Haynes done a bit in ruck. Matt Wolford has been good. Kel Morath, great first quarter. Lockie Lelman's been around the park. Tim Wolford's done a bit in the middle. Zach Gartery, the big fella in ruck. Liam Jackson up forward, and Declan Johnson for his 2 goals. Loxton North, I thought young Jack Meaney's had a fair crack at it every time the ball's in his area. Josh Nelson a little bit in that quarter. Cody Beamard, the skipper, has been solid all game for the Panthers. Ethan Wagner's had a go. Angus Shapley, I thought Adam Wesley's been good for the 1%ers, Lockie, and hit up all time. Ryan Pratt, great second quarter up and away from the goal square. Showed that he's still got it. Caleb Coney's been solid on his wing for the first half. Tyson Kent's been good. And Brad Beswick in defence has had 2 good quarters of keeping his finger in the dike. However, what we run into here in the second half, and I heard the Renmark players, because they run past us here, Lockie, on the way out, saying, keep the pressure up, boys. And I'm wondering if that's the key to the game that we've seen so far, is the pressure that the Renmark numbers, players, and how they've got to the ball in numbers, kept pressure on the Loxton North Panthers.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because, as we've outlined, so next week the second semi-final is going to be this exact same game again. So if Renmark can give Loxton North a sniff and, let's say they catch a few goals back and they get Renmark, get them on the hop and maybe don't win it, but, get within striking distance, that's going to give North some confidence next week. If they have no chance at all in this one, which is looking more at the clear option at this stage, they're going to go into next week, Loxton North, with a fair bit of doubt, it would appear. Yeah,
I'm not so... Yeah, possibly. I think with Kudra back, Lewis back, that'll make a big difference to their on-ball outfit, and that's where they're getting cleaned up at the moment. That's where the pressures... They're not able to get any ball forward with any sort of precision or any efficiency and give their forwards a chance. So I'm thinking maybe that won't come into it so much, but I'd be really worried that if they got rolled by 15 goals today, how can you turn that around? That little doubt gets in the back of your head.
Yeah, no thoughts during the week.
Yeah. Not saying you can't do it, but it just might just creep in. And I don't think Renmark are that side that get complacent. They come out next week just the same as last week, 0-0. We've got to go hard.
Here it is. We're about to get underway with the second half here at Renmark today, the final round of the season for 2023, the minor round that is, final starting next week. It's Hampel back in the ruck, and it's against Haynes from Renmark. No one able to get the clear handball out. Rose working hard to get the footy, gets a wild kick away. Intercept by Zach Woolley from Loxton North. Kicks the footy wide. Joel Worsfold from the Panthers tries to run on it. He was given a push, but it doesn't matter because it's Vader with a link-up handball to Matt Wolford. Back to Rowe, bringing the ball wider. Now kicks up to the attacking 50, looking for a target. Unable to mark it. And footy's going to be taken over the line, and that was Jack Meaney from Loxton North who did that. And
there's some inconsistency there, and I'm going to point it out because it's not a good job. Because that umpire... and I'm not going to name him, he paid a slinging tackle the other way in the last quarter, and that was a slinging tackle, didn't get paid.
So ball in, Hampel punches it forward, but Vader from Renmark picks the footy up. I reckon he's kicked the wrong way there, Josh Vader.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he hasn't. No, sorry.
But Lockie, I tell you, it's consistency. I know umpires we all make mistakes, but be consistent, please.
So the football taken wider, find its way to Jai Drake for Loxton North on the back flank. Just holds the footy for a second. Now looks up the line, looking for a target. There's a lot of Rovers there, and that was great mark there from Alex Haynes from the Rovers.
He's had a heck of a game in ruck.
Yeah, finds its way to Johnson, inboard to Rowe, just on the side of the cricket pitch in the centre of the Renmark Oval. Just holds it up for a second, Nobby.
Yeah, big Hample's in the back play, so he can't go long into attack.
And they just take it wide. Now they work the footy up, and that's Johnson again. He's been in the thick of it today.
Yeah. It's almost like the Rovers players are getting a yard or two on their opponents. Here's Hample in back lines.
It was Dan Wolford with big bomb kick into the 50, but as you said, intercept from Hample.
He goes straight back to Jared Rowe on the half-forward flank from him. He quickly gets on with it, looks to go up and miss Hample. Does shoot over Hample's head, but only as far as Jack Opes.
Opes with the football, kicks to Zach Wooldridge.
Yeah, interesting that Wooldridge is playing across half-back this quarter.
He kicks up, small one, finds Beswick just on the defensive 50-metre arc.
It's a dangerous game, this short passing the ball around the back lines.
Yeah, Rowe with the intercept, bombs it into the 50. Gartrey was the target, unable to get it.
Yeah, nice work there by Wesley, and this time Wesley rewarded with a free kick. He put his body on the line. Umpire getting a little bit of extra advice. A 25-metre penalty coming here to Loxton North, which takes the ball out to the top of the defensive 50.
Wesley bombs it into the centre. Finds a good mark there from Kent from the Panthers.
Yeah, it has a runner out wide, but they need to go down the middle to the goals. This is better.
Joel Worsfold with the footy. About a 20-metre advantage after that pass from Kent. Umpire says play on.
Nice kick.
Oh, and Justin Proud, that's a great mark.
That's an Inspector Gadget mark. He just sort of stuck his hands up out of that packer. I don't think it was meant for him. I think it was meant to go to a player behind him. But opportunity was there, and Justin took a nice mark. Not necessarily the Growers Services Riverland mark of the day, but a good mark just the same. And he'll have a shot at goal from 25 metres out on a 30-degree angle.
Yeah, it's not that much. You'd think he'd be able to kick this, but it's made the distance not quite, fall short.
Maybe he's a bit further out than I called.
Minor score it is.
Coach Vader and Declan Johnson coming off for a spell.
Yeah, 2-2-14 Loxton North, trailing Renmark, 8-3-51.
Dan Wolford picking up that kick at half-back. He's done a lot of work sort of behind centre today, Lockie. Normally we see him working a bit further in front of the centre circle, but today, working back.
So Renmark with the rebound again. We've seen
Thomas Austin with the ball there. Handballs it off.
Seen this too much. Oh, a bit of a push, but that's all right. Play on it is. Both teams getting away with a bit of that this afternoon,
Here's
Nobby.
Jackson straight onto the ground. Out bodies Josh Nelson. Picks up the ball. Ooh. Fortunately for Loxton North, Jackson running into an open goal there. Misses from 25 metres out.
Yeah, you'd normally write that one in for Jackson. That was a gimme.
I was waiting for you to say that, Lockie, and I thought you might have been thinking it, and that's why you missed it.
Maybe it was the reverse commentator's curse. And, shocking kick out from Loxton North, and the Rovers have got it again. Kelma Rath head over the footy. Finds its way to Lelman. Lelman bouncing. Ooh, minor score.
See, they cover some ground, some of these Renmark players. Their fitness, I'd love to see their GPS data, Lockie. That's Dan Wolford up here on half forward after doing lots of work behind centre.
Kelma Rath, for me, I don't know how many kilometres he's done today, but he's been certainly in and amongst it. Kick out from Loxton North or
Cody
Panthers.
Vimard putting down a mark you'd normally have taken. That's what I'm wondering with this perceived pressure, keeping the pressure up, the Rovers, whether it's just made North's job just that little bit harder. Maybe it's a first taste of finals type footy for them, for the young Panther lineup.
So a ball up on the 50-metre arc in the flank. Both ruckmen unable to get a hand on
nice
it.
work by Coney. Backspins out of the pack.
Good clear.
Handballs to Wooldridge and half-back who looks up at Ryan Proud.
Oh, and this might be a free kick here. And it's a 25-metre penalty.
Yeah, it was a bit late. I don't think there was anything malicious about it. It was just late. Late and high.
It's went for a spoil there. Both teams just having a bit of a chat with each other there.
Pretty short 25. Not sure if I want to be buying land off him.
I was going to say, would it be 25 feet?
Never mind.
Anyway, it is what it is.
And lining up for a shot at goal is Harrison Brown, who kicks a banana out of bounds on the full in the club room's pocket.
Yeah, this game, it's turning ugly is probably not the right word to describe it, but...
Would we say skills diminishing by the moment?
Yeah, maybe both teams having a lack of inspiration.
Nice mark, Harrison Brown. Hits the ball hard at half forward, gets a chance to make amends for Renmark.
So Harrison Brown with the football. He's wide on the 50 arc. Bombs it into the 50. Looking for someone to mark it. They all flew up. No one got
ball
there.
Ball out to Hampel. Hampel looking for Fletcher. Takes the ball back, spins out of the pack. Gets it to Beswick. On to Wooldridge. Everyone under pressure receiving the ball for the Panthers.
This is where the Panthers are falling down. Too many handballs out of defence.
Wolford breaks out of the middle. Runs 10. Finds a teammate. Here's Matt Wolford. Back to Brown, having a good quarter, Brown. Not using the football, though.
Rowe with the football for the Rovers. He tried to get a handball out. Tackled by Worsfold, but play on was the call.
Yeah.
Shapley got the intercept, but another mark in the middle from the Rovers in Gardry.
Gardry, the big fella, cutting that one out in the back play and shooting the ball across the ground. Oh, well spoiled there by Josh Nelson. Against two, and he's won the football for Loxton North.
Yeah, that's a fair effort from Josh Nelson. I would have thought the Rovers were off and away to the races then, but not to be.
Yeah, Gardry aired the ball a little bit more than he needed to, and Josh Nelson, experienced and wily, read that play and got across in time.
So Gartrey does the ruck work with Hampel. Hampel got a second bite at it, got a handball out, but they all wrapped it up and tackled. It's another ball up.
Yeah, and there's been a fair few of those, Lockie.
Yeah, 52 plays, 15 on the Aquatic Week Control Australia scoreboard. It's Renmark's game.
Yeah, Panthers have not given up the effort, though.
Yeah, Jai Drake got the hands on that one, but we'll go again. Another stoppage.
Do you think they're just looking to win the half? Win the quarter, then win the half, I think.
That'd be the message, really, wouldn't it? You can't really get much for that. Jai Drake, hard at it again, but doesn't go too far. Just looking at a few of the spots in this oval, Nobby, we spoke about it at the start of the game. It is pretty chopped up out there.
Oh, it is. It's not I'm not sure whether it's an oval that handles water or doesn't handle it if you don't give it any. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to keep it wet.
Might be a bit of a drainage issue, perhaps. On that thick clay.
Yes, it is, that thick red clay.
A good tap from Gartrey.
Nelson through the pack, tries, but out comes Matt Hampel with a kick for Loxton North out of that pack.
Didn't go too far.
Only as far as Wagner. No, it's not Wagner. It's Lockie Stevens. Young fella grabs the ball, but quickly set upon. Ball up at half on the wing for Loxton North. Through goes Joel Worsfold. Could not clear the pack.
Yeah, Wagner tried to pinch it out of there as well, but umpire says my footy.
Set up around the stoppage is a whole lot different from both sides, isn't it?
Yeah, both very hungry for the footy. They tap it into the inboard side, and there's three Rovers about to run onto it, and the clearance, they've got it through Jackson. He bombs it into the 50. Jared Rose trying to get there, but Wesley for the Panthers
well done
manages
by
to read
Wesley,
it, clear it out. But here's where the Rovers can be dangerous. There's Matt Wolford, Tim Wolford rather. He got a handball back inboard.
Push in the back to Harrison Brown. Having a great quarter. It's a bit unlucky. The tackle was a little bit crude.
That was Kent there from Loxton North.
Had he held him up, it would have been holding the ball.
So Brown goes wide to the pocket, looks for Rowe, spills over the line. A few calls for hanging on. Probably a much of a muchness there.
So far, no goals in this quarter, Lockie. And the scoreboard, the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard, has only changed by 1 point.
Minor score.
2 points, sorry. One each.
Good tap from Gartrey, and Hampel got a... no malice in it, but a bit of a wayward
Tim Wolford stepped under the arm of the big fella and got a free kick. Out comes to Declan Johnson and runs into an easy goal off the back.
And there is the first goal of the quarter. 10.5 minutes played on the Murray Pest Control clock, and that could be a contender for the Surf to Suit goal of the day.
And that is Declan Johnson's third goal and second consecutive goal. He kicked the last goal of the first half and the first goal of the second half, Lockie.
So another goal of the day contender. Certainly in and amongst the action this afternoon, that is for sure.
Yeah, 3 goals in a game like this is you're doing your job up forward, a goal a quarter, aren't you?
Certainly are. That's what we've seen so far. So Renmark to date, 4 goals a quarter in the first 2. So far just the 1. Loxton North just the 2 goals in that first quarter and haven't been able to slot a major since.
So the scoreboard sneaks out to a 7-goal lead to Renmark on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard. 9-4 plays 2-4.
Hampel taps it down to Worsfold, but that's about as far as it went. We'll go again.
Yeah, I've been a bit more impressed by Joel's game here. He sort of stemmed a bit of the flow out of the middle for the Renmark Rovers, but you saw there, Vader was on flat out, nearly pulled that in. Here comes Ryan Proud out of the pack, onto his left foot, drives the ball forward for Loxton North.
Takes the game on. Coney managed to pick up the crumbs for the Panthers. Handball from Justin Proud to Shapley. Shapley shot on goal. Going to fall short. Is it going to wobble through? Tap
quite.
Back inboard. There's still a hot footy.
It's still in play.
Oh, Harry Beavers clears it out. He got out of there quickly, and great bit of defensive play from the veteran defender.
Out Renmark with numbers at the ball again. Run away from half-back, rebounding well.
The ball now in the forward flank for the Rovers. Yeah. Jackson trying to run onto it.
Yeah, Wesley made good ground to make that contest for Loxton North.
Handball out the back of the pack off the deck. Johnson dives on it for Renmark. And umpire says my footy. And we'll have a ball up. 55 from home for Renmark.
Yeah, an interesting... I think the Panthers will be reasonably happy with their effort this quarter. Proud again trying to burst out of the pack. Gee whiz, he's had a good game high up on the ball, hasn't he?
Oh, umpire's called holding the ball there, I think.
He did try and burst out of the pack, but gee whiz, give him... You've got to play the man having a go at the ball.
So, Tim Wolford with the footy, gets it to Johnson, handballs back. The Rovers go on the attack again. Rowe couldn't quite mark it. Got a couple of dibs at it, but it did bounce. And there's no one hand, one bounce in football, it would appear. Just half a metre short there for Jared Rowe. Charging out. Hampel does the ruck work. Just having a look around the Panther lineup today. It was some calls, Nobby. Hampel with the ball just on half-back. Small kick to Josh Nelson.
This is the dangerous game they play. I mean, got not many other options. I'd be thinking down the line long, which is what Josh has done to head it down the line. Ryan Proud sitting out the back of the pack, waiting for the ball. Ball to Tyson Kent. Through goes Wagner with a bit of grunt. Straight onto the chest of Loxton North's. Dylan left there out on the half-full flank for Loxton North.
Brings the ball back a little bit, finds Joe Worsfold, just holds station. 70 from home. Umpire says play on, wheels around, kicks into the 50. No one able to mark it. Handball out from the Rovers, finds its way to Harry Beavers once again. He's had a great game today so far.
He's had a great game in defence.
Finds its way to Morgan Edwards, another great defender for Renmark.
Yeah.
Oh, switch back. Can Loxton North make something out of this? No,
nice
they
work
can't.
Through Haynes then.
And another link-up set of handballs, and there's Dan Wolford, has a bounce. Is he going to go again? No, handballs forward. The Rovers are on here. Declan Johnson's got a paddock. Have another bounce, lad.
He's covered some ground.
Is he going to go again?
Needs another one. No,
small kick up. Oh, and finds Jared Rowe on a lead. 45 from home.
Not sure if the matchup of Brad Beswick on Jared Rowe is a good one. Rowe's just a little bit slippery for him, and Beswick's played a great game in defence.
Rowe elects not to go for goal, but...
That is Liam Jackson out of the pack.
From the pocket.
Kicking his second goal of the game. And another potential surf to seat Loxton goal of the day, Lockie. He read that beautifully. And, I was going to make the comment earlier in the day, and I probably should have. The Renmark forward line today is a very short forward line. In comparison, in past, we've seen them go with a pretty tall lineup with Jack Austin and Dane Austin and some of their taller fellas. And today they've come out with you'd say, not a mosquito fleet, but a very small, shorter forward line, and they've done the damage.
Yeah, no Tim Blight today either.
That's it.
That's the other big target they've had in the last few years.
So their goal kickers, Declan Johnson 3, Liam Jackson 2, and Lockie Lillman 2. Well, none of those guys exceed 6 foot.
Yeah, just looking at that matchup on Rowe, I don't think you're right there. I think, someone other than Beswick might be the one for that.
Well, if he was, is Beswick still with him?
No, I think he might have picked him up loose.
Yeah, because whoever's on him is not on him.
Ball then. Renmark's attacking 50. Opes tries to work it out, head over the footy, tapping it forward. He was held, but umpire says play on.
Wooldridge drives the ball out of the back lines for Loxton North in Ryan Proud's direction.
Yeah, Ryan Proud. Kent tried to dive on it as well. Ryan Proud still there, hovering. Ball taken to ground. They all wrapped it up.
He's so clean with his hands, Proud, around the footy. He just needs half a chance and he'll advance it with efficiency.
Interesting. 64 plays 15 if you're just joining us at 5 hour
He's
footy.
Proud out of the pack. Dan Wolford at half-back cleverly gets the ball out to Lachlan Lellman. Takes a bounce.
Oh, a wobbly kick inboard.
Zach Woods at half-back. That's been a good move.
Hampel bombs it forward. Lockie Stevens got a handball out. We've got a kick to Kent. Kent now bombs it into the attacking 50.
He's given that a ride.
Can someone from North Market? They can.
Straight to Dylan Leftheriadis in the square. He gave that a fair roost, didn't he, from centre half forward.
Dylan Lefty with the mark.
He's about to line up to kick the third goal of the day for Loxton North, I'm betting.
Waste no times. And puts it through. And there it is, the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard. Attendance can shift the Loxton North ledger another goal.
Yeah, that 2 isn't stuck there. It's now Renmark 10 goal 464 to Loxton North 3-4-22.
I might need some CRC or WD-40 to shift that too. It's been stuck there for a while.
Since the first quarter. Hey, look, North have come out full of, I think they're withstanding the pressure, and they're starting to exert some themselves. So all is not lost. It's a 2 goal to 1 quarter, and I think they'll be reasonably comfortable with that, given how rampant Renmark have been around the football, Lockie.
A little bit of breeze picking up. North with the second clearance here. Could we see another one? No. It would appear Thomas Austin's got the footy.
Back in the middle to Haynes, the ruckman who farms the handball out to the wing to Lachlan Lellman, having a bit of a purple patch.
Play to the target. Gets the handball, gets the possession, now brings it back inboard, kicks up to the 50, looking for a target. Austin was there. Jack, that is.
Through goes Jared Rowe, and now that is a goal, Lockie.
And there is another goal of the day. Contender for Surf to suit Loxton. Jared Rowe, the power forward for the Rovers this afternoon.
Look, the difference is they just haven't wasted opportunity. And they've had players that are dangerous like Rowe. Like I said, you reckon Rowe would tip 6 foot? Maybe just.
Just, maybe.
Yep.
He's been around the Rovers a long time. He's been a midfielder for most of that journey.
Dangerous up forward always. He's back in the middle now.
I was just about to say, maybe as he's. Well, we saw Jake Smith from Bumrah Monash in the forward lines for the whole game last week. Maybe this is the new thing for former Riverland midfielders. They just go forward.
I think the difference is their on-ball at Brigade are kicking goals as well. Like Rowe with 2, Lellman with 2. That's the difference.
So another ball up, ball not going too far. Just short of 20 minutes played on the Murray Pest Control clock. Round 15. 2 sides the season will end today.
Won't be these 2. They'll be back here next week.
Yeah. Unless there is a massive set of events in the next 20 minutes, it would appear Berry and Loxton will be finishing their season today.
They will in the firsts.
So Rovers now off half-back.
Yeah, it's Harrison Brown working back there across half-back, trying to get the ball clear for Renmark.
Rowe got the footy.
Tim Wolford warming up on the bench, ready to come back into play.
I mentioned this before time, they'll be about what the North do after half-time in terms of maybe resting some players up. Yep. And Ryan Proud was one name you threw out. If anything, he's done the opposite.
Yeah, no, he's worked up around the... His best work today has been up on ball. He's had to, though, because if he was waiting for it to come to him, he'd be still waiting.
Wagner with the footy on half-forward for Loxton North. Umpire says my ball. So we'll go again, another stoppage.
But it's good form to be in, the form he's in. Like, he's had no trouble getting hold of it anywhere on the ground.
Yeah, great clearance there from Rowe. Finds Dan Morford. He brings the football through the middle, cross-country. Now into the attacking 50 from the Rovers.
Yeah, good
North
play.
Trying to clear it out.
Beswick held without it, yeah.
So a free kick to Loxton North.
That's what I'm saying. I think the tall Loxton North defenders have played well. But it's been the shorter Rover forwards that have done the damage.
So maybe it's more of a situation of midfielders not as accountable as maybe
potentially
perhaps could be.
Potentially, yep.
Ooh.
That's a bit of a...
Beswick, a wild old kick, but finds Dylan Lefty. Handball's back in board, but this is where the Rovers can be dangerous. Kent tries to work the football through a pack of players.
Three of them, yep. To Wesley, back to Kent. Handball's out. This is better from the Panthers. Got the ball moving. Wagner shoots the ball out. Ball forward.
There's Meaney.
Yep.
Meaney wheels around. Ball over the painted 50, looking for a target. Ryan Proud's there. Can he mark it? No, he can't. Goes over the back. Coney's there. Loxton North hungry for the football, but the Rovers are even more.
No, they put the forward pressure on here.
Oh, Harry Beavis there, a wild soccer, gets it out of bounds.
That'll be a free kick for the Panthers, you think, wouldn't it?
And I reckon even back in the old rules, that would have been deliberate.
Yeah. So he gets a kick. Justin Proud in the forward pocket.
Yeah, Justin Proud with the footy.
What do you do here? Do you do the old banana kick around the corner, or do you go back and try and kick a drop punt?
Well, see, the Rovers aren't too fussed about cutting down that angle if he was to wheel around.
I'd just be playing right on here.
And Justin Proud, number 10 for Loxton North. Ball on the way.
A little bit of a mongrel punt through for a point.
A minor score.
It's the best thing I can describe of that.
So, being a bit hypothetical here, if that one went through, that would have been 3-2 this quarter.
Yeah, it would have been, you'd say, well, not a bad effort.
Yeah, but the damage has been done for Loxton North so
yeah,
far.
it's like I was predicting at half time. Like the result of the game was done. It's what do you take out of the second half?
70 plays 21 on that margin in my calculations. If the Rovers were to maintain that, they would get top spot.
See, the biggest problem for the Panthers is they've got to come back to the same venue.
Yes.
You know, if you're saying, look, we're going to play Renmark again next week, we're going to play them at Loxton or at Wakery or at Barmera. You know, you can dust yourself off and say, well, look, good, we'll leave that behind us. We've got another game next week. But when you've got to come back to the same venue, maybe the memories return as you drive in the gate.
Yeah. And I've got a funny feeling. It's one peculiarity of Riverland football. I don't think Loxton North have ever won a premiership on this oval. I think it's the only one.
Well, they don't have to.
I could be wrong. But it won't be the grand finals, not here.
No,
this year,
it won't
so
be.
That won't matter.
Here's Josh Nelson. Cuts out play for Loxton. He takes possession for Loxton North just behind centre. Shoots the ball out wide. Finds Shapley out on the wing. He shoots it forward towards Meaney. He's been moved forward.
The other thing of note with that too, Nobby, you speak about the finals venues. The prelim final is at Loxton North. So, I mean, in a perfect world, you don't want to play in the prelim final.
But if you have to.
Yeah. I mean, if you finish top two, you want to win that second semi and go straight in.
And that's the siren for three-quarter time. And here we have Renmark 11-4-70 leading Loxton North 3-4-21, which in my books is a 49-point lead.
Certainly is. We'll throw back to Trevor Scott in the Sideline View studio. Trevor, back to you. The breeze is picking up here at Renmark. The sun's out a bit more, and it's the Renmark Rovers with a big lead. 11-5 playing the Loxton North Panthers 3-3-21. We must just correct something we said just before the break. We were speaking about perhaps some demons that could be on this oval for Loxton North, and I did throw out there that never won a premiership here. Well, I was in fact corrected, Nobby. They did win one here in 2000.
Thank you, Robbo. Goal scorers here today for Renmark Paringa, not Renmark Paringa. We're in the Renmark Paringa Council, Trevor Scott, but we're at Renmark Oval. Declan Johnson for Renmark 3, Liam Jackson 2, Jared Rowe 2, had a great third quarter as well. Also Lockie Lellman 2 goals, singles to Matt Wolford and Zach Gartery. For Loxton North, all singles. Single to Ryan Proud, Adam Wesley and Dylan left Theory-Artis, Lockie, and well, you're looking at an 8-goal deficit at three-quarter time. You've got to line up against this side again next week on this ground for a spot in the grand final. I think you come out and you just try and win the quarter, try and negate them in the middle. I'd be working on here if I was Terry left Theory-Artis and the Loxton North boys. I'd be working on our work at stoppages in the middle of the ground.
Interesting you say that, Nobby. Renmark Rovers are pretty much in their positions ready to go. We're just walking out to them now. Loxton North still in the huddle. The board's still up. The message is obviously still getting read out there that this is not a nothing quarter. No. Terry's asking for something here, and he's got the faithful in and amongst that pack there. They're still there. And, yeah, obviously this does mean something to the coach of Loxton North, Terry Theory-Artis, as well as the players in there. Just apart from that first, 5 minutes and a glimpse in the third, it's really been one-way traffic.
Oh, look, Renmark have kept pressure on the football for the whole game, and it's made it hard. Coming to the bench for Loxton North, I see Joel Worsfold having a spell. Probably not a bad move. He's one of your main ball winners in the middle. Yeah, you need him.
Jai Drake there too. Yeah. And one player you were pointing out before where they are, and I haven't seen him, so he might have come off and not come back on, and that's Judd Sherpy.
Yeah, I've been looking for Judd for a quarter and a bit. And
I don't think he went to the huddle. I think he might still be inside the bench. So we did see him early in the game in the ruck. Yeah,
I'm hoping he's not badly injured and he can take his place next week.
Here it is. It's the final quarter here at Renmark today. Round 15. Oh, big tap from Gartry. That's why he's the state country ruckman.
Yeah, straight out to Harrison Brown. He feeds the ball out to Matt Wolford. He's had another great game. Whoa! Up and over. Wesley had a go at marking the ball. The advantage has been paid, and Renmark have kicked the goal.
So that was the quickest goal this season, Nobby. I'm going to call it. That was less than 11 seconds played.
Was that quick, Lockie? I didn't even see who kicked it. I think it may have been Lockie Lellman, I'm going to go for.
Well, run with that. Always a very quick goal scorer, Lockie Lellman for the Renmark Rovers.
Look, it was paid. A free kick was paid against Adam Wesley for an unrealistic attempt at mark. I don't believe it was, but I think he had a go, and I think the player backed under him and tunnelled him. It would have been play on in my book, which still would have been a goal anyway.
71 plays 21 on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard. And if that margin were to stay that, the Rovers are going to get top spot and win the minor premiership, which a phenomenal effort. All things considered, starting the year -4.
I reckon that's short of a goal, Lockie.
Your sums? I'm going to crunch some numbers in a minute.
No, short of a goal. They haven't put that goal up. That was three-quarter time score.
Yes, 12-5.
Yep.
The Rovers go on the attack again, and they've hit up, I think that's Alex Haynes, forward.
This is not going to be good for the Panthers.
That's Dane Austin.
This is not going to be a good final quarter. This is one where you talk about junk time, the end of quarters. This is junk time already for the Loxton North Panthers.
The junk quarter.
Yeah.
Dane Austin for the Rovers. He wants to put one in the book today.
Yeah, he's been serviceable. I mean, as of all Rovers players, I mean, you try and work through them. It'd probably be easier to try and pick someone who hasn't had the ball than much rather than the ones that have done their bit. Nice left-footed goal by... he's missed it.
The minus got looked good off the boot.
Yeah, looked a great kick off the boot. Just missed on the right-hand side as you're looking at the goals.
Just saw Kel Morath just come out of the change rooms too, maybe for a bit of treatments.
Yeah, rubbing his shoulder, I thought, but no strapping, Lockie.
So it'll be interesting to see if he comes back on or not. I think he's keen to.
Oh, he's back out on the bench ready to take his place. No jacket or anything on.
So Josh Nelson with another kick out for the Panthers goes straight up the field. No, a great mark from Cody Vomard.
Yeah, the skipper certainly hadn't thrown in the towel. Back to Josh Nelson on the overlap. Looks up the middle, but only finds as far as Brodie Rover drifting down from half back. Takes the mark in the centre. Looks up. Finds Declan Johnson again. Had a great game today, Declan Johnson. Drives the ball forward for the Panthers. Straight to the big fella.
Alex Haynes.
Yep.
He's going to go back and have another shot on goal and add to this Renmark score. He's had a fair run today, Alex Haynes.
It's been an interesting move by Coach Vader in letting him do a fair bit of ruck last game and also today. And I think as a result, his play all over the ground's improved greatly, but not his kicking.
Minus score. The other thing too, it's kept Zach Gartrey a bit fresher. I mean, he doesn't need a rest anyway, but it just makes him a lot more dangerous more often. Would
you say that, and I don't want to downgrade ruckman from other teams, but I'm almost thinking Renmark got the two best ruckmen in the competition.
I think today they certainly have, yes.
Straight up the middle goes Loxton North kicking out man Josh Nelson, but couldn't find anyone in the clear.
Rovers go on the rebound, kick into the goal square, a handball back to Dane Austin. This is junk time now. He slots it through. Haynes could have gone back easily and kicked that one himself, but he dished it off to Dane. And said, Dane, you have this one, mate.
Here you go, champ. He said, have another goal.
Which is a phenomenal effort from Alex Haynes.
But you can see both those Renmark Rovers players alone in the goal square.
It must be said too, I know we're talking up Renmark's ruck stocks today, but Hample for Loxton North has done 95% of the ruck work today.
Battled manfully, Lockie, battled manfully.
Hasn't really had anyone to swap with.
He had Jack Opes go in there and pinch hit. Jack's back in there now. Give him a bit of a blow, chop out.
But not a true like for like or a ruck for ruck, really, is it?
No, and he's... Oh, hang on, it's Fletcher in there.
Fletcher's having a go,
it's Fletcher. I was going to say he was outreach then. I thought, well, hang on, Jack Opes wouldn't be outreach, so it must be someone a little bit taller. And tell you what about Fletcher, he is like a rabid dog when he gets after that football.
And this is where it's one of our favourite expressions, robbing Peter to pay Paul, because it's all well and good to put Fletcher in the guts, but...
And that was Beswick in the middle too there, shooting that ball forward for Loxton North to Big Hample, who couldn't get a handle on it. Renmark run the ball out of defence, out to the wing. That'll be Matt Wolford out
tackled.
There, great tackle.
Good pressure from Loxton North, but
I reckon that'd be Wesley again. That's the way he goes after him.
Yeah, certainly in and amongst it.
It was Shapley, it was, yep.
He's been a bit of a revelation in the second half of the season. 85 plays 21. The Rovers with the lead. Oh, we'll have another stoppage here.
Shepherd in the ruck, free kick to Zach Gartery. So Fletcher putting body on him and thinking he's playing at fullback, not in the ruck. Shoots the ball at Gartery, shoots the ball out to Dan Wolford. Takes it, gee whiz, he ran his measure there. Shot the ball forward, straight to Jared Rowe at half forward for Renmark Rovers.
The Rovers will go back. This probably just outside Rowe's range, but I reckon he's going to have a crack anyway. Yeah,
Rowe takes the mark, which was always his, but at least Nelson put a bit of pressure on him. Made him earn it. Worsfold warming back up on the bench, ready to come on for Loxton North.
Yeah. Rovers going through another set of rotations here.
Yeah. Off comes Thorpe and Vader. On comes Liam Jackson.
Bit of a confusion as to who's going to go back on here. All right.
So Vader on.
Yep. Jackson doesn't get on there.
How do you work this out? Just keep counting. Yeah. Rose, while all this is happening, Rose slots another goal, his third, and Renmark's 14th goal for the day.
I reckon Renmark's officials there were just checking they had 3 off the field.
I think you got to count. I think you got to make sure. I think you're better off counting the ones on the bench and the ones on the field, aren't you?
It's a bit easier. Yeah. But no, it is 3. So now Jackson comes on. Alex Haynes comes off for a blow. A bit of a rest.
So here it is back on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard. Renmark 14-7-91. Lead Loxton North 3-3-21. 70-point margin to the Renmark Rovers, who will now be not only the number 1 seeds for the final, but also number 1 on the table.
Oh, great bit of work there from Dane Austin. Tried to charge through the pack, found its way to Matt Hample from Loxton North. A 9-iron kick in the air, intercept from Matt Wolford.
Hample and Beswick still saying hello to each other. I think they want to know where they're going for dinner tonight.
Well, there's a bit of a Dane Austin there having a bit of a crack too in the middle there.
Sorry, it was Dane Austin,
Rovers still on the attack. Declan Johnson. Oh, that's a good shot on goal.
Now, that is...
If he didn't have it already, he's got it now.
That is the surf to seat Loxton goal of the day for Declan Johnson, and brings up his 4th goal and 1 in each quarter.
Let's mark it down. Goal of the day, Declan Johnson.
Which is his fourth goal of the day. Had a heck of a game too.
Yep.
I'm starting to sort through the besties today, and it's not an easy task.
I tell you what,
it's easy in one thing, it's restricted to the 22 in the blue and white, light blue and white, not navy.
If some of those Rovers that aren't playing today due to injury or, maybe away, whatever the reason is, there's going to be some tough selection calls this week because everyone in this Renmark side has held their own today.
Yeah, you'd almost say we'll go again.
Unchanged.
I think, the interesting thing is that will Nathan Zunic come up?
That's probably the big one.
And whose place does he take?
Well, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, I don't think it's Declan Johnson.
I don't think it's Liam Jackson either, by the way, or Kel Morath. I mean, we could start running through them.
No, I can't see who he would replace today.
No.
Which is a big position to be in.
Yeah, here's Vader back out on the ground, on the wing, set upon by 2 Loxton North opponents. That'll be a ball up.
Starting to get a little bit, ugly's not the right word. I know I said that before, but would you say restless, Snobby? How would you say this game?
It's one of those games, Lockie, that really nothing on it now, because we're all looking at the 5th quarter, which is the first quarter next week.
Yes, very true.
So it's an 8-quarter game, this, for both these teams. Unfortunately for Loxton North, the score will be 0-0 when they start the 5th quarter next week, not 76 points behind.
97 plays 21 on the Aquatic Week Control Australia scoreboard. Just over 9 minutes played so far on the Murray Pest Control clock, 4th quarter.
Here we go, doing it all, Zach Gardery. Taking the tap out, collecting the hit out and driving the ball forward with a kick, but only as far as Loxton North player, who quickly rebounds it into the Loxton North forward lines.
Yeah, tackled, held in the pocket. Umpire says my footy will go again. So a ball up in the pocket. Fletcher and Gartrey do the ruck work. Wagner tried to get it off the deck, picked up off the ground quickly, but a great mark from...
Hello.
Yeah, it's on now. Here. Oh, no. This is ugly.
I mean, that was a late bump by Ryan Proud, but it wasn't high or anything, but it's on.
Brodie Rover was the one underneath it.
He's up on his feet.
Yeah.
He's up on his feet. It's a 25-metre penalty. A Loxton North player losing his Guernsey. I think that's
Jack Meaney, yeah.
He don't mind a little bit of rough and tumble, does he, Jack?
So that's it. The umpire says play on. Wolford with the footy in the centre square.
Shoots it out wide to Liam Jackson. He's found space on the wing. Looks up.
Finds Declan Johnson again. Handball's back inboard.
Dan Wolford, he's the recipient of it, but unfortunately he pops the ball in high, and that has been intercepted by Loxton North.
It was Obst with that one.
Yep. Finds Josh Nelson, a half-back for Loxton North, who looks up, drives the ball up the middle.
Right on the cricket pitch.
But Tim Wolford cuts it out and drives it back down for the Rovers.
Spills over the back.
Liam
hot footy. Jackson snap on goal.
He likes it.
Oh, and if he'd kicked that 5 minutes earlier, it would have been the goal of the day, but...
Too late, Liam, too late.
It's already been presented.
Yeah, although that is Liam Jackson's 3rd goal of the day, and you'd say he is in Nathan Zunic's spot, filling in for him last 2 weeks.
You'd probably suggest so. Going to be a tough one to work that one out. I mean, this is...
Here's Vader doing the right thing. He's got Zach Gardery off. He's got himself off. They've racked the queue, those guys, which is a good thing to see because Josh Vader, who I have high up in Willis medal calculations, he's not staying out there to pick up the votes. He's thinking about the premiership.
And it must be said, keeping players rotated and keeping them fresh, this is where it comes into its own.
Yep.
Nice
hit out there from Austin to Austin.
You can go
not Austin. It was it was Austin to Austin.
Yeah,
good call, Trev.
If you're playing a team that you outskill in a lot of areas, the rotations doesn't matter. But when you're playing a team that's equal skill or above, that's when you've got to be fitter or fresher. There's two options really.
Or both, fitter and fresher.
And I'm looking at Renmark and I'm going, Yeah, and they're looking pretty fresh and fit out there right now.
Yep.
I know North have got a few out today, but saying that.
Oh, look, the best thing you can do if you're the Panthers is try and forget about what happened.
Yeah, a tap over the back.
Through goes Morgan Edwards off half-back, but a messy kick. Through coming Beswick.
Oh, Morgan Edwards tackled there again. Got the footy back.
There's a little bit of feeling in there. The Renmark Rovers are sort of trying to pull Loxton North players off theirs. So leave him alone, but it is a game of footy. It wasn't a bad tackle by Beswick, nothing wrong with it. Out to Tim Wolford, who's, pretty much, we watch a bit of footy, but we don't see Renmark every week, Lockie, but you can guarantee that more than 75% of the times the ruck hit out goes directly to Tim Wolford, then he farms it out.
We'll watch this one again, unmanned around the contest.
Hempel wins that one.
Goes over the other side. Rovers trying to trying to get a hold on the ball here.
That's an incorrect disposal by the Renmark Rovers player. And the free kick will come back to Loxton North for a shot at goal.
That was Jenke there.
Yep. And I'm thinking that's Shapley about to have the kick, isn't it?
That is Angus Shapley from Loxton North. He's going to be kicking from all of 50 out, 15-degree angle from the centre.
If I was him, I'd be looking for a little pass off here to Coney, I reckon.
Ryan Proud's looking dangerous. He's doing the old run to the bench and then cut back in. He's
still standing there on his own.
Completely unchecked. Umpire's just... What's come?
The umpire's sent him off, has he?
Oh, okay. So he's been given...
a yellow card.
Must be a yellow card for maybe some...
Yeah.
What would appear, maybe, I don't know.
I hate to say this, Lockie, but I would have had him on the bench at three-quarter time and not brought him back on.
So he's just having a chat to a few players as he comes off.
Yeah.
Ryan Proud.
I know he's a very competitive beast, and watch him next week, boys. He might come out and do it with goals.
Oh, umpire's seen something here again too. Oh no, play on is the call. Shapley, ball on the way. Someone flies up. Oh, marked it. No one did. That could have been a mark of the day.
That was almost like lunchtime football at the schoolyard. Everyone was back kicking it end to end there. Someone was trying to take a hanger.
Yeah, you mentioned Ryan Proud before just coming off, and maybe could have been done a bit earlier, but he is one of the characters of the game in the competition.
Oh, hey, he's a competitive beast. He's a great footballer.
Meany now in the forward pocket for Loxton North. Tackled by two players. Umpire says, my footy.
There's a bit going on out there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's not a nothing game, as we've said a few times today.
Gartery coming back on. Interesting play here. Lelman off for Gartery. Is that a bit of muscle in around the ball they're looking for there?
103 plays 21. If you're joining us for the first time today, Lelman comes off. That might be it for him today. I would have thought.
You know what I'm thinking, Lockie? I'm thinking probably not a bad move by Vader. He's back on himself. Because, nice work there by Wolford. Matt looks up, finds Wolford Dan, who keeps running. Goes back to Wolford Matt, who runs past, onto his left.
Kicks to the square. The ball spills out the back, and Loxton North will... they keep it in. Umpire's called something, though. I reckon that might be downfield.
It's an unfair tackle on Wooldridge after he got rid of it. Ball comes back into Cody Vumart at centre half back. He shoots it out in the direction of Wagner. Couldn't grab it in.
Yeah, found its way.
Dylan Leftheriadis tries to get it forward for Loxton North. Handball out to Josh Nelson.
Nelson with the footy on centre wing. Handballs back to the centre square, right in the cricket pitch. Cody Vumart kicks up, finds Justin Proud on his own. Yeah, probably within his range just. Still looking to pass it off, though.
He doesn't think so.
He's gone back. He's going to be kicking this just inside the 50 arc.
Looking at that windsock the other side, I'd say the wind's changed and he's kicking into it.
Wheels around, makes it to the square. No one able to mark it. Doesn't actually make the distance. Good tackle from Coney.
Yep.
But it's Renmark trying to hold it in. And umpire says play on. This is starting to get a little bit ugly. All right, I've called it there, Nobby.
Yep. Lelman back onto the ground in place of Thomas Austin.
I thought that might have been it for Lockie Lelman just before. 16 minutes played. I thought maybe it might be time to park the bus. I would
have. But then I suppose when you're a Renmark side full of plenty of players trying to fight for a spot in the final side, you wouldn't want to sit on the bench if you didn't have to.
See, we go. We've got another rotation going on here. So Harry Beavers is going to come back on.
Shapley having another shot at goal from in the forward pocket. Doesn't make the distance. And there he is, Zach Gartery. called himself back on the field and got amongst it.
Yeah, great mark. And that's why he's a state country ruckman.
Comes out wide to Rowe in the half-back line. He takes the mark all on his own.
Renmark still looking faster. Lellman with the footy.
Yeah, Renmark going to play a bit of keepings off here, I reckon, Lockie, for the last few minutes of this game.
17 and a half played.
They're just going to hold possession. Back to Gardery at full-back. He shoots it across the ground for Renmark. Finds Harrison. No, it's not Harrison Brown out there. It was Trevor Thorpe. Out to Dan Wolford. Had a great game, Dan. Starting to sneak well into my calculations for BAG today, Lockie.
Yes, Brody Rover got another handball out there too. And now a series of link-up handballs finds Dan Wolford.
Yep, he's covered more ground than almost anyone.
He got it to Jenke. Move it forward. The Rovers now on half forward, but great intercept mark from Panther defender Josh Nelson. And the Panthers will go back again. Oh, spills over the back. Lockie Stevens that was.
Yep.
Rovers now looking dangerous. There's Vader. Kicks into the attacking 50. Looks for a target. Not able to mark it. Dane Austin from the pocket.
On
if
his
you
left,
don't mind.
on his natural beat, but couldn't bring it back far enough. For only a point, and that takes Renmark 6 to 16 goal 9.
That would have given us a bit of excitement. That one, if
16
that one went
goal
through.
9, 105, I reckon, to Loxton 3-3-21.
Dane Austin must have heard the plight of us commentators and thought these boys need a bit of excitement in this last
He
few minutes.
did his best to inject a little bit into it, didn't
Thanks for that, Dane.
he?
When you take the ball wider to kick the goal. Well,
Yeah.
it was
Josh
a minus
Nelson
score.
brings the ball back into play for Loxton North, but only as far as Jared Rowe at half forward, who looks up, tries to get a kick off, but only as far as Zach Wooldridge at half back for Loxton North, who tries and finds Tyson Kent.
It's Kent with the football. Oh, now it's the hot footy again. Rover fans calling for something. Still a bit of
feeling.
Yeah,
bit of feeling.
Yeah.
Bit of feeling in
I
it,
wasn't
Lockie.
going to say spite.
No, a bit
Feeling.
of feeling, yes, Lockie. And here we go. Out of the pack comes Dylan, the left theory artist. Shoots the ball forward for Loxton North. Good take there by
It's Wagner.
Wagner. Unfortunately, picks out Harry Beavis. Backlines for Renmark. He's had a dream day for Harry. Out to Harrison Brown. Takes one bounce. Takes a second bounce for Renmark. Shoots the ball forward. But only as far as...
And that's Wesley for Loxton North, isn't it?
He's had a fair game for them too. A lot of their backline players have, because the ball's been up there a fair bit.
There's Jai Drake in the centre square and gets it out to Coney. He's been a little bit quiet of late.
Yeah, second half quiet. Very good first half. Here's the young brigade. Wagner looks up, shoots it forward for Loxton North, but only finds Harrison Brown again.
What this feeling gives us, though, Nobby, is a lot of excitement for next week's second semi-final here.
Oh, it sure does. You know, the good thing about next week is, like I said, it'll be the fifth quarter they've played, Lockie, but the scores will be 0-0 when it starts. They won't be 83 points in arrears.
Wolford, that's Matt. Of course, Matt Wolford being one of a select few to win a premiership for both Renmark and Loxton North.
Yeah. That scoreboard, if you're looking at it, Lockie's 1 point out, because there's no way 16-9 ends in an even number. It's 105.
Thanks for that one, Nobby.
Yeah.
I like it.
Just in case. Zach Gardery with the ball onto his left foot. Well, there's something different. Shoots it out to Trevor Thorpe. Don't you kick with your left, Trev. We saw what happened earlier in the game with that.
A few party tricks going on here. There's Rover again. Finds its way to Lellman. Lellman kicks into the attacking 50. Rowe's the target. Couldn't get a mark on it. The Panthers try and clear it out. Worsfold. That's out of bounds on the full.
Rowe forced that disposal to go out of bounds. But firstly with the spoil, and then secondly following up. Now he's over the fence, chasing after the ball. He's full of energy.
104 plays 21 on the Aquatic Week Control Australia scoreboard. 21 minutes.
How much left on the Murray Pest Control clock?
Yeah, well, it's ticking down to be less than 2, I would have thought. Just gone 21 and a half minutes played.
Rowe drives the ball forward to the goal square, but mark taken by, looked like Zach Wooldridge to me. He's taken quite a few marks in the back line.
So Zach with the footy.
Yeah.
What's he going to do here? Can the Rovers give us something?
And that's been a solid move by the Panthers, slipping Wooldridge behind the ball, because he's a very good mark and a very good user of the footy.
So finds its way up to Wagner.
Finishing the game rather well too, Wagner, and he's a bit rusty to start with. Here's the big fella Hampel into play.
Josh Nelson's battled pretty hard today. He was tackled late there, and he's going to get a free for his efforts.
Yeah, always gets his 20-plus disposals and uses most of them.
He's taken all the kick-outs today.
Yeah, they count as disposals.
You kept 18 of those, a couple of handballs.
Once upon a time, they never counted in your actual disposals, but they do nowadays.
There you go, making it
Nice kick in, finds Drake. Looks up, shoots the ball across the centre for Loxton North, but only into an absolute pack of Rovers.
And we'll stop and reset again. 104 plays, 20. Well, 100. It's not 104 as you said, Nobby. It should be an odd number.
105 plays 21. Here he comes again, Josh Nelson. Ooh, couldn't quite get back on that.
Joe Worsfold now, probably a bit of a quiet day by his standards.
Yes.
Gets its way to Dylan Lefty, back inboard to Stevens.
This is better.
Back to Worsfold. Worsfold kicks down to the flank, looking for a target, but it's the Rovers that get their hands on it first.
Spoiled each other, really. The ball comes out to Justin Pratt, shoots the ball up for Fletcher.
Fletcher's the target. Fletcher gets his hands back on it, finds its way to Vomard. Vomard handballs back inboard to Kent. Kent's got to work around Wolford.
Gee whiz, they made a bit of work out of that goal, didn't they? Hey? Made that tough, but that's their fourth goal, Loxton North, for the day. And that takes the score back to 16-9, 105, playing 4-3-27.
So, because we've already presented...
2 minutes to play, Lockie, I've been told.
We've already done the goal of the day.
That one from Tyson Kent usually probably would have been a contender for Surf to suit Loxton, but we've already handed that one out. Declan Johnson from the Rovers.
Yeah, with 2 minutes left to play, Lockie, on the Murray Pest Control clock. I think everyone, both sides included, wishing this one was over and they can dust themselves off and think about heading back here next Saturday for the second semi-final.
I'm going to crunch some numbers when we finish this game to work out, say...
Hample up high and ruck. What are you going to work out?
If the Rovers have, in fact, claimed this minor premiership or not. For my calculations this week, I think they have.
Harry Beavers takes the mark. Kent drove the ball, and Harry Beavers from Renmark takes the mark at half-back. Shoots it out to Jared Rowe at half-back flank. On it goes to Dan Wolford. Gee whiz, has he covered some ground today, Lockie?
Kicks in board and finds Declan Johnson. Johnson takes it wide.
And I know it's junk time, but he just has not stopped hitting up and chasing after the footy.
It was Edwards there, I reckon, from Renmark.
Yeah, that was
good tackle. Tackle was called high.
He's been penalised for slinging the Loxton North player to the ground.
That's Shapley.
Yep. Shapley shoots the ball forward. Drake takes the mark just at the front of the centre square for Loxton North. Shoots the ball forward again for Loxton North.
Oh, no one able to mark it. Front and centre. Jack Meaney tried to work away from the contest, holding the ball.
Here's an interesting move Leftheras has made. He's pushed Vumard forward, which is a good move. I would have probably done it a quarter earlier, but good move. Freshen him up a bit. Basically, here's Wolford Dan again. One bounce along the wing.
We'll push forward. That might be a free kick, or it was going to be a mark anyway.
He marked it anyway, so Renmark player right on the wing in front of the scoreboard. Shoots the ball forward for the Rovers. That was Marath taking that ball. Shoots it across the ground, looking for a Renmark Rover player, but can only find a Panther. This is Brad Beswick. Unfortunately, tried to do a little bit too much with it. He's been penalised for holding the ball.
So it's Johnson again. He's had a ripping game, hasn't he?
Yep,
Kicks
he
into
sure
the 50.
Whoa.
They all flew up. Ball spills over the back. Trying to hunt this one through for a goal, but the Panthers clear it back out. Marks, no, it was. Yes, Kent's got a handball on it. Gets it over the top to Coney. Coney brings it wide. Meaney the target. Spills forward. There it is. Full time.
There it is. Full-time score, Lockie, on the Aquatic Weed Control Australia scoreboard is Renmark 6-9-105 to Loxton North 4-3-27.
There it is. Full time here at Renmark. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we'll present all of our awards here at 5RM Football for this round 15 clash and have a bit of a chat about the finals ahead. Trevor, back to you in the studio.